G'day guys, and welcome to the channel. So dyno time, and this time we went to a new tuner and found it's the same dyno. It's a mainline hub dyno. This particular one is a four-wheel drive one, so it's got four wheel hubs, but everything else is the same between mainline dynos. So you've got the same calibration out of the factory, same correction for the atmosphere, all that sort of stuff. So it's a fair comparison. Also, the car has a different tune, a bit more spicy. It has the ported inlet manifold, bigger air intake, bigger air filter, and also the throttle body was tidied up and cleaned up. So I guesstimated I'd have between 10 and 15 horsepower, so it's not a huge difference. But we made a solid 412 horsepower. We did 4 runs, and the first run was 406, something like that. Then it went to 408, and then 2 at 412, and they were, as I say later, identical. You could lay them over the top of each other and there was no difference. What was very apparent is below 4,000 RPM, you'll see and also hear me talk about it being lean. 15:1, which is pretty lean. Not a big problem, because under full throttle in first gear is the only time it does that, and it's there for like less than 1.5 seconds, so it sort of powers through that quite quickly. And then the rest of the run, the power, the RPM is above 5,000 RPM. So, but the other issue is that above 5,000 RPM, it is rich, as in it drops down to 11:1. The tuner I'm using, which is Tune By Loi, guy in America, he is awesome. He's just helping me out as much as he can. So we've got a more spicy tune in the car. It's running 98 octane fuel, which is normal. I think it's 93 octane in America, and I'm running Nulon Pro Strength octane boost. It's probably got about 101 octane now, 101, 102, something like that. The tune is for 99 octane, so it's quite a safe tune. It's not weird. But what happened with the second run, day after, he pulled out a lot of leanness and gave it more richness, and you'll see the results, which is quite profound. But it also went rich, up high. I've got another tune, put that in, and it's leaner from 4,500 through to 7. And there's only so much that they can do with the Lexus Toyota tune. They are naturally rich. The computer will overwrite or make richer regardless. So if you could get a Haltech system or something like that, which is a standalone system to replace the Toyota Lexus one, you could tune it way better, I think. But these guys are doing a wonderful job, and where we're at now, the car has got a lot more bottom end power. It's really amazing. Like even 50% throttle first through to third gear it's rapid. Top end is really strong. So today the weather is awesome. Today is Saturday, so this is a bit of a jumbled video. It's a street series today, so I'm aiming for a 7.9 eighth mile, a 12.20 something quarter mile, and personal bests in all the other increments. Anyway, this is the dyno video, so have a look. Hope it makes a bit of sense. It's been a very hectic, disjointed week. 4 tunes all up, I think I've had 2 dyno runs. I may do a third dyno run, depends what the power does tonight. If we get something silly like 116 plus mile an hour, I might take it back just to get some power figures, and then we'll put the 98 tune back in. But anyway, please enjoy the video. Please like, subscribe, share, all those sort of things. And the next one will be the street series tonight. The main thing is to try and get personal bests. And once I get into eliminations, be really cool to get a little trophy again. I think we'll try and get some points. I'm currently 3rd in the championship, so get a good healthy dose of points, see how we go. Okay, enjoy. Okay, so here is the first dyno run, which was done Wednesday this week, and we got a really good result with 412 horsepower. The last 2 runs were identical in every way. You could just put them over the top of each other and there was 0 difference. However, if you can see here, we've got there's a dip in the torque curve, and that is where the car pulled timing. Now that may be because it was so lean and then it decided to pull timing and then it caught up and then put timing back in. But I've seen a number of ISF dyno charts, like I had a look at about 30 of them the other day, and they all have a bit of a dip in that area, and I'm thinking maybe it's to do with the VV, the variable valve timing, because these have, both camshafts have variable valve timing. One's electronically controlled, the other one's hydraulically controlled. But as you can see, it's down the bottom. See the AFR, very lean. And a lot of Lexus are like this, by the way. They're lean and they go rich, then they go super rich. However, I have a new tune, and you'll see that in the next screenshot, but it's now super rich everywhere. So we'll just have a look at that. Hang on. That'll be after the next video part. If I've edited this right, we're sitting in the car the day after the first dyno run, and we had, as you saw, 412 horsepower, which was just amazing. I'm really happy with that. But what's happened, it's super lean between 2.5 and 4 grand, 15 to 1. It's not really a big deal because in first gear, it's only in that range for under 2 seconds. So it's not going to do anything, but as soon as it gets past about 4.5 and right through to redline, it goes the other way, rich, which is hurting horsepower, but it's safe. It's not going to burn the engine out. I've got an amazing tuner, Loi. He's sent me another tune, and this is for 99 octane fuel. So what I've done, I've got BP 98. In Australia, we have 98 octane, which I think is the same as 93 octane in America. And I'm running Nulon Pro Strength octane booster. And what that does, it's probably running about 101 octane at the moment. So the tune I've got in the car now is for 99 octane, so it's only 1 point more. Well, what I found when I put that tune in, the gearbox, I think we've fixed the gearbox issue where it's not locking the converter, but also my lambda recording is in the 0.8 range under load, which means it's richer down low, which is good. So what I'm going to do is try and use the VF tuner to do a data log and go out the road and try not to make too much noise and attract the police. Had a highway patrol car behind me yesterday and I thought, oh no, but he turned off, which was really good. So this thing's so bloody loud. It's all right when you're just putting around, but when you get on it, it's loud, and it's got the small tyres on the back, so it sort of stands out a little bit. But anyway, what we're going to do is have a go at doing the data log, and yeah, we'll get back to you. Okay, so that last video we saw was Thursday. It was a little bit warmer, still cool, 21 degrees versus I think it was 17 degrees. It had the correction applied to it, and as you can see, down the bottom here, if you look at the lambda, you'll see that it's way richer down low, then it goes super rich further. But this section here, which is under, I don't know, 3,800 RPM, something like that. That there, see the torque increase right through to about 4,400. Way more torque. We actually measure this, and this section in here is the maximum here is over 25 foot-pound of torque. Now, that's only under, say, 4 grand. So what I'm hoping is that in first gear, which does my 60 foot, I'm hoping we'll pick up a tenth, not a tenth, maybe half a tenth with the 60 foot, provided we get traction and the track's in good condition, etc. Now, what happened today, I got another tune. So today being Friday, I got another tune, and Loi, who is going above and beyond. I think he's just so good to deal with. He has put more leanness in from 4,500 RPM right through to 7,000. Now, there is only so much you can do apparently with the Lexus tune. Until they get a standalone computer, the factory one is still super rich up high, and there's only a certain amount that can be done to lean it out. Ideally, it should run about 0.88 right through, but it doesn't. But the tune I've got now is, I'm guessing, just above this blue line. Depends how we go tomorrow. Tomorrow is the street series. If we have a really good mile per hour, say we get to 116 miles an hour, I might bite the bullet and spend the money and get another power run in the morning when it's nice and cool and see how we go. But I've spent so much money on this car, it's yeah, it's getting a little bit beyond a joke. But that's what's happened. So you can see the car reacted very well by pulling out the leanness, but also it's losing power up here. Now I've got another graph to show you. Hope this comes up. There we are. Now this is the raw data from the dyno, and it's a blue line and sort of a orangey brown line. That is the first run. So we see here, and it comes up and it peaks just there, at 412 horsepower, and it holds a little bit longer up here. The next one, which is your purple and green, you can see it's got a lot more torque up here. Well, actually it goes to 4500 RPM. Now what Loi has done, he has leaned out the mixture from 45 all the way out. So I'm hoping that we may have a little bit more torque, because horsepower is calculated from torque, not the other way around. If we can get more torque through this section here, this section up here, I'm hoping we might be able to carry that gap all the way up to maybe here and get, say, 415 to 420 horsepower. That might be pushing things a bit, but we'll find out tomorrow. So that is that section of the video there. The car is really strong on the street. It's quite fascinating actually how much power it's got. It made a huge difference. Here we are set up. He's got a 4-wheel drive hub dyno. It's the same one, it's Mainline, same software, same calculations, all that sort of stuff as the other dyno that I had done, which was also a Mainline. They share everything the same, and they're calibrated from the factory, and they're not calibrated at the workshops. Also, yeah, great little workshop. It's this closes this room. It closes and it gets fresh air from outside, and it was quite cool and nice in there. And it changes the whole room air. I can't remember, he says every 90 seconds or every 60 seconds, something like that. It's a lot of air that goes through there. So it's always got fresh air coming through. Anyway, that's that little section done. And yeah, so thank you for watching, and hopefully we do a good run tomorrow at the street series.